3.
Hey!
What's up, pop stars? This is Pop Jibberish. I'm Joe.
I'm Nisi.
And today we're watching a new series. We're watching the first episode of season 1 of Severance. This show has been out for a minute. According to Apple TV Plus, it's been out since 2022. It recently got a season 2 not too long ago. So to preface this, Nisi has seen all of season 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Nisi has seen all of season 1, and I have seen very, very minimal clips from random episodes of season 1, but not actual episodes of season 1, if that makes any sense. So let me explain how that worked. So season 1 has been out for a long time. People have been talking about it. So there have been like clips on YouTube, little YouTube shorts, all kinds of craziness. So technically I've seen parts. I don't know what episodes go to what scenes, but I'll know when I see them. So essentially I've seen some of season 1, but I haven't officially watched season 1 for myself. And I haven't seen any of season 2. So we're gonna start it.
Severance is, first of all, it came out in 2022.
Yes.
So that's when I watched it.
Right.
So it'll be a great refresher for me.
Right. That's another thing.
But also, it's fun to watch other people watch shows.
right. Which is the reason why you're here, right? You know, it's like, you're watching us react, and she's essentially going to be watching me react to.
I'm also going to be reacting because, again, 2022 is 2025.
Yeah, yes, it's 3 years ago.
It took them so long to finally come out with another one.
That's what I hear. It was like a big deal, and when it came out, people
it
were
took
like,
forever.
Whoa! So yeah,
it took forever I don't remember.
That's perfect. So
I don't remember details.
When we get to certain things, it'll be just as fresh for you as it is for me.
It also set me up for the next season.
Right. Because I haven't seen any.
And I've been too busy to sit and watch it. So.
Right.
And also, I don't know why streaming services need to stop doing this.
What's that?
Put it all on there at the same time.
Oh, well, see.
Stop making us watch and wait for the next episode.
Here's the thing. So there's two schools of thoughts about that. So there's a school of thought that's like, yeah, put it all out.
That's what I want.
The Netflix style, put the whole series out. The problem is people binge.
That's what I want to do.
Right. But for reaction channels like this,
I guess
it's a week-to-week thing.
Okay.
So it makes for a better conversation if it's week-to-week aired.
Well, the new season is definitely week-to-week because my coworker has been watching it, and I'm like,
now they want to talk about yeah. See, that's the problem with week-to-week if you haven't seen it. Now that's the bigger problem if it's all out and you just haven't gotten around to binging it yet.
Yeah.
It's because it's like, oh, you've already seen the finale, like the end of it, and now you want to talk about it's like, man, did you see that? It's like, bro, I haven't even started the series yet. Like, let me get to it yet.
For me, it's hard for week to week because my week to week is different. So I'm gonna forget to watch it, and I'm gonna end up binging it anyway. So just let me binge it when I'm ready to binge it. Just put it all on there.
And that's why Netflix is perfect for you.
You right.
But I personally think I like the week to week, although I do say when I'm watching, because I'm watching Solo Leveling on Crunchyroll. Have you seen Solo Leveling?
No.
Oh man, it's so good.
I don't watch anything on Crunchyroll.
It is peak. Okay, anyway.
I think that's what Jacob and...
Yes.
Jacob?
It is so good.
We can talk later.
Yeah, definitely.
So Jacob wanted to react with you.
Yeah, that's fine. Solo Leveling is dope. And when it gets to the end of the episode, I'm like, no!
You be ready to keep going. You be ready to keep going.
That's one of those situations where, yes, I agree. If they just drop the whole series, just like the series, not even like the season, like just get all the way up to like the end of the manhwa to where you can't make any more episodes. Just make a whole thing and then drop it all at the same time. I would be happy. But yeah, we're gonna jump into season 1, episode 1 of Severance. And again, like I said, there's some things that I know about the show only because like this stuff has been out for a long time, so people have been talking about it. I run in a lot of different circles where people just like have conversations, and people are like, "Were you gonna watch it?" I'm like, I was kind of planning on it, but I don't want to stop your conversation, so go ahead and so there are probably things that I know, things that I've speculated just by other people's conversations and just clips that I've seen
Stuff you
online.
probably think you know.
Things that I probably think that I know, because like I said, I haven't actually watched it, so all the stuff that I know or think that I know is all speculative.
Well,
so
let's get into it then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if you like what we're doing here, go ahead and like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get notification every single time we drop a video. To our patrons, you're going to get this early, as well as the watch along. And yeah, let's jump into it.
Ready.
Cool. The watch along for this is going to be fun to try to sync up.
Who are you?
Why is she on?
That's what I don't know. Like, why was that the position? Like, and on top of the table.
Right. That's what I was like, why is she on the table? The room looks fake. Why does the room look fake?
Imagine waking up on top of a table?
So you're fully clothed and you're on top of a table.
Hello?
In an office.
On the table? I wonder if you'd mind taking a brief survey.
I love the actor that plays this character.
Her?
No, the
person talking?
one talking to you.
Bet it'll make you feel right as rain.
I keep wanting to call him Michael Scott, but I think that's just the Dunder Mifflin boss. Wow.
Bro, she is too calm for me. Could you imagine? I would have been screaming.
Is the room is padded?
It is padded.
I'd be just thrilled to chat once we've run the...
I was gonna get those slats, those wall pieces, and put them in here. They're sound dampening.
one.
Exact same ones.
Let me out of here.
I just realized it was just like one continuous shot as it went around.
Yeah. Again, she's too calm for me.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
He's just like, hello?
Depends on your answers.
Okay.
Great, off we go.
Just succumbs to it so easily.
Where does the cable go?
First question.
First name will do.
Why is she not distraught?
She can't remember her name.
I don't...
It's okay. If you can't answer the question, feel free to say unknown.
What is this?
So it's like part of the program is the fact that you might not answer, you might not know your name. So
I don't know. Delaware. What is this?
Delaware. Question 4. What is Mr. Egan's favorite breakfast?
I don't... That one makes...
who is Mr. Egan?
Right?
Marie, what is or was the color of your mother's eyes?
I don't know if I can answer that now. Brown. Yes. Brown.
Pretty sure.
Dark brown or light brown though?
Somewhere in between. More like your brown.
Yeah. So medium brown.
Hey, what's up? What's happening?
Unknown. So that's unknown, Delaware, unknown.
I'm mad that Delaware is an acceptable answer for that.
Terrifying.
Why does this look like The Matrix?
It does.
He said that was a perfect score.
Yeah. Is that a cry? It was a laugh at first.
Is his side mirrors pushed in?
It looks like it.
That was an ugly cry.
Right? Oh, he's shaking.
Is it messed up that I feel like that every morning before going to work? Should I seek help?
Bro.
I should probably seek help.
Yes. Are you okay?
It's like
No, seriously, are you okay?
Right before clocking in, I'm like,
That is wild.
Okay. Is today the day? Should I just not go in?
I think we should talk about that off.
This shot is awesome. Like the symmetry of it.
And I think that's like, I know it's intentional because like everything they do is so like pristine and perfect.
Yeah, just like this symmetry.
Everything.
Yeah.
Are you ready for Mr. Scout?
Scout? Is that what she said? So is his name? Did I accidentally guess his name? I was like the actor. I was thinking his actor's name was Michael Scott, but like what's his? I can't even remember what the actor's name is. That's crazy. This looks very dystopian.
It does, don't it?
She's walking way too hard in those shoes. And he is not wearing the same shoes as everybody else.
No, he's not.
Those are actual boots, now that I think about it.
Mr. Scout. Hey, Judd.
Mr. Scout. Okay. Now I have to look up what this actor's name is. He's been in so many things that I like.
They do such a good job of showing us the change. Like look how he just looks.
Yeah. Like even his facial structure feels different. Yeah, I know it's changing the lens when they change the focal length of the lens. They have the like it changes the way the shape of the face looks. It's crazy. Yep, you were crying.
He don't know.
Right.
What is this?
I think this is one of those shows that it would have helped if I didn't know what the premise was already.
Yeah.
But I still want to, because obviously, like you said, there's certain things that I haven't seen because I only saw like clips from random YouTube. Good gracious, where is he going? Like how long are these? Like these hallways feel like they go like it's just a maze.
Yeah.
Like if you just looked at an overhead, it's just like a maze. He just knows there are no landmarks.
He's like. As big as that space is, he got all those desks just right there.
Just right in the center of the room.
I wonder why though.
Wow.
You're breathing shitty.
Sorry.
You sick?
Maybe. Petey was sniffling yesterday.
If you breathe on me, I'll rip your larynx out.
Good gracious.
Went right to 10. I feel like ripping out my germ-ridden larynx would get you sicker than just me breathing on you.
Nah, endorphins.
Oh.
Nah, endorphins.
You were kidding.
No, we sincerely hate it. How many reasons did we come up with?
8.
8 reasons. Chief among them, the latent condescension.
What are they doing?
I have no idea.
Yeah, what kind of a shit dad are you?
No pity?
He's I keep wanting him to be the Spider-Man. Do a flip. he's the guy from Spider-Man. It's like, do a flip. He's also in Shang-Chi. He's like recording everything on the bus.
Creamer.
I still don't buy they actually incentivized creamer.
They did, and back then, we were grateful for it.
That's fucked, dude.
Yes, very fucked. To put in
It looks like a video game, but like a really, really boring video game.
Like green screen from like when we were kids.
refinement. Hi, Mr. Milchek.
Mark, could I have a word?
Those mats on the floor are so small. Like, it's just enough for them. They can't like scoot back and still be on the mat. That's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy. It's just a weird thing. It's like it's such
macro data refinement.
Macro data refinement. MDR.
Doggone hallways.
So many hallways, and they all look the same.
Mark, come in. Shut the thing.
Nice office.
Oh, it's horrid. Oh, you look awful. You look hungover. Have a seat.
This is such a mean thing to say to somebody.
Right?
That Petey is no longer with this company.
I'm sorry, Mark. You guys were one of my favorite office friendships.
That is a weird thing to say.
Right?
Yes, at this time I confer upon you the freedom to serve here in the advanced role of Macrodata Refinement Department Chief. Congratulations.
It's the exact same.
Oh, a handshake is available upon request.
That is so clinical. That is so weird.
Thank you. May I have a handshake?
And she seems like, let me consider that.
Right?
There to shadow, just stick to the flow chart and escalate properly depending on dialectics. You'll be fine.
If you need to take a few
Thank
minutes.
you. I don't.
That was
Abrupt.
curt. Yeah.
Thank you to the board as well.
They're no longer on the call. I thought they just like hung up like a long time ago or something. It was like, oh, they're no longer there.
Image is good.
She looks nice.
Okay, you're all set.
On the table.
Right? Unconscious.
Right.
I just love seeing you all come in like this.
That's another weird thing to say.
Who are you?
I love when they show things from both perspectives.
Oh, yeah.
Mark, you skipped the preamble.
Oh, there was something he was supposed to say before that?
I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself.
Who is that?
5 questions. Now, I know you're sleepy, but I just bet it'll make you feel right as rain.
He said that like he was reading it. Right as rain.
Right? Why are the pages so not in order?
Right.
Why is he struggling so bad?
Oh, wow. So, yeah. Okay. So she was right outside the door.
Shall we begin with question 1?
Let me out of here. Hey! Open the door!
She's not supposed to do that. To break in.
Let me out!
No, she's not.
Are you seeing this?
I'm watching.
Should I help?
She's kicking the door.
I wonder if he was supposed to go in there.
Unfortunately, skipped that. Went straight into the survey.
Am I livestock?
I'm sorry?
Oh, wow.
Do you think we grew a full human, gave you consciousness?
I don't know.
Did your nails?
Right. Right. Did your hair.
Dressed you.
Yeah, dressed you in clothes.
Just
yeah.
to eat you.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the welcome. Sense that the questions made you feel afraid or disoriented. Well, the good news is...
She's just sitting there reading in front of her.
He's reading it like, this is going to help.
Right?
Industries.
The what floor?
He's looking for an answer for her question.
To start, imagine yourself as a seesaw.
Oh, wow.
What could you imagine?
She's like, well, pop.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Please.
That's kind of closer to what you were thinking that she was supposed to do initially. Like,
Yeah. Like, you too calm, girl. You kidnapped probably.
Right.
Okay, my name's Mark. And, so a few years back, I woke up on this table. In this
Why does everybody wake up on the table, though?
That's a good question.
Well, you see, life, like a seesaw,
Let me the fuck out!
I'd have been so scared she was gonna try to stab me or something.
Right. Right. Keep the pen away from her.
Ask me again.
Now he told her.
Okay. Now, I do know that she's on the show. So she either comes back.
But it'll all fill in one day. They're planning an expansion.
And I'm
Or she doesn't leave. One of the two.
No, you're a replacement.
replacement for who? Why are you saying that like you hate it? Of course you can't.
So he's not allowed to see her leave.
What did that say?
So something threshold.
Oh, severed threshold.
Oh, severed threshold. Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, that's why he's not allowed to watch.
Because he would know something. That's trippy. Like, she's so far into the room right now.
She really is. Like, halfway down the hall.
Okay, so she is leaving. And then she walks back in.
Am I dead? Like hell or something?
No.
Then why the fuck can't I leave?
Well, you did leave just now. Out into the stairwell, at least. You left, but you came back.
But you came back.
Okay. Since I kind of know what the premise of the show is, I can pretty much guess what the video is of.
Have a seat.
That is a big Band-Aid.
Whatever humans can imagine, they can usually create.
I don't know what that means.
I was just going to say, what is it supposed to mean? It's hard to pinpoint the time period they're in. The style of TV, but then with the DVD player, then the style of computers.
Go ahead and have a seat.
But then you had the cell phone.
Then he has a cell phone, yeah, a smartphone, yeah. Yeah, that's what I figured it was.
I give consent for my perceptual chronologies to be surgically split, separating my memories between my work life and my personal life.
That's wild.
I acknowledge that henceforth my access to my memories will be...
I can imagine, and it sounds so terrible.
Okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Right?
And do what? So every time she wakes up there.
Well,
actually,
there really is no
they don't
waking up.
Sleep. Yeah, they don't even sleep. They're just there
Forever.
all the time.
That sounds like hell.
It does.
Who would choose to do that?
That is crazy.
They're just forever at work.
That basically creates two people, one person that never has to work, and the other one that only can work. That's it. Oh, that's so dope. That's dope.
Look, he looks sad again.
Yeah.
Night.
This version of him looks so serious.
Like, oh, different badge.
How is it? But it was the same badge.
Maybe it was like worn or something.
Oh, so it was
So
a
he's
brand
like, this
new
is
one.
new.
Got it. I'm like, how does he even notice a different badge?
This show feels very Canadian. Kind of like Canadian. You know how you can tell when they shot something in Canada? Like Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Closed carrying boxes and room chairs slipped on an overhead projector slide and sustained a minor blow to the temple.
That's not even the temple.
Right.
And he went to the temple too.
Right. Was that his reward for getting hit in the head?
I guess. The cars are old too. You notice that?
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, so that's the
Maybe keep your eyes on the icy road.
upstairs her. The outside her.
Look at that.
Yeah, the symmetry in these shots are crazy. Even the mountain
It's
is
dead
like,
smack in the middle. Yeah.
So he lives alone.
So dark.
That's how we have it. Electric bill be so high, it'd be like you just keep all the lights off all the time. He just drinks wine. He doesn't eat anything.
Did you forget?
Oh, yeah, should.
That's fine. Do you want to put on pants and I'll
I'm wearing pants.
meet with those are not pants. You actually owe me this.
Do I?
Yep. You remember that time when we were kids and I was just generally a way better sibling than you?
Oh, must have slipped my mind.
Okay, so that's his sister.
I was just gonna say they intentionally, instead of just saying, they had to
Right.
figure out a way to let us know who she was.
Like, how do we write dialogue to make it?
Remember, I'm the better sibling.
Right.
Totally
Apologize.
irrelevant to what was
Oh, they
happening.
apologize.
Right.
Thank God.
It seemed almost forced.
It was, absolutely.
There's our captive.
I've seen him before.
It's Rickon.
Not sure in what though.
It's not the same thing.
Yes, that is spot on, Patton.
I definitely agree. Though, if I'm sorry, Mark and my dad used to have whiskey as life carved on flesh.
What was that she was just doing?
Right? Yeah, like she was talking to a mic.
Yeah.
Think piece about the comparative levels of violence and warfare throughout history.
Oh, nerd alert.
War porn, I know. But anyway, in it,
He is so uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, no one would have called it World War I because World War II hadn't happened yet.
That makes sense.
Not really.
Well, Mark's work is sensitive enough as to require the severance procedure.
He's telling all his business.
The way he said that, it must be okay. So it's
Controversial.
yeah.
No, I think it's fascinating. I mean, I wish I could do it. I'd just always be thinking about, you know, the other one.
The one that's always working.
Firstly, when you're at work, you can't access outside memories. So in effect, that version of you is trapped there.
Well,
I mean, not
The way he looked up just a second ago.
the point is that Mark made a decision, and that decision was controversial. Ethically.
Those cups look like they have a lot of water in them.
And nobody's touching them.
And nobody's
at all.
touched them at all. And they're like perfectly like in the same spot.
Yeah.
What's funny is it's making me thirsty, but also like making me uneasy that nobody's touching the water.
Everything is very like sterile and
Yeah.
It has allowed us to already do so on a much deeper level.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I was saying my friend in Lima hasn't had a food-based dinner event in.
A food-based dinner
It's
event.
crazy.
If somebody invites me to dinner, there better have be food.
Right?
Wait until after it's born to murder you.
Oh my God. Here you go, buddy.
He's got a flask.
You want to crash here since you're already here?
No.
Why?
Your house smells like pregnancy.
Yeah, I'm just not grasping the visceral element of it. She was fun, wasn't she?
Oh,
You're definitely staying here tonight.
No, I'm not.
I'm making all the beds. So I won't finish with the big one for some time.
Not the race car.
Why is it a race car?
But if you provide said child with all of its beds upon birth, you allow it to progress across the room at its own rate. Got it.
Why wouldn't he have chosen the bigger bed?
That's what I was like, right. Why is he not in the bigger bed?
Oh my God.
What are you doing?
I think people really enjoyed you tonight, Mark.
Why?
That is such an odd thing to do.
Sweet dreams.
Thanks. Good night, my lord.
Good night, milady.
They have a weird relationship.
Yeah, they do.
I kind of like it though. The boyfriend or husband or whatever is completely weird though.
It's very shaky.
Yeah. Is there somebody out there? Oh.
It is.
I couldn't tell if it was a guy or a girl. Okay. Wait, is that they said that somebody was no longer with the company. Petey, yes. But they also said that the procedure was irreversible.
So he wouldn't know.
So how do you leave the company if it's irreversible?
Well, you can still leave the company. You notice that they change when they go down.
You just don't have that shift anymore. Right. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He looked at me weird, like he knew me.
Oh, did the prowler invading my home make you feel seen? Speaking of which, you still smell like a distillery.
I'm sorry, I just had to drown out the memory of Mom and Dad switching out my beds when we were kids.
Those houses look so like Stepford, like.
Yeah. Oh, where do they live?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a normal place.
And why is he up so high?
Like, where is
That's
this?
far.
Is this
you see
Canada?
Lumen, the little. You say, is it what?
Is this Canada? Like you said,
that's what I'm
okay.
saying. Like certain things when they're shot in Canada, I feel like I can tell when they're shot in Canada. That looks dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Lovig. They've cooked the food and it's here. Are you following me?
Your voice is different here. Worse.
Okay, who the fuck are you?
Petey.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Okay, well, severance is pretty permanent.
Yeah. Bypassing the implant wasn't easy. I had help.
So it's a surgical thing with an implant.
So, we're friends?
I'm your best friend. My very good friend.
I remember him saying that he was Petey, that him and Petey were best friends. But that's funny. He was like, I'm your best friend, but you're my very good friend. There's a distinction there.
Yeah, it is.
About the card. I had to grab something and I know it's not appropriate. Though I'm sure you'd be a really fucking awesome niece.
Oh, will you color me embarrassed for the mix-up with the bins?
Oh, no, it's no problem.
How was dinner?
Fine.
That voice.
Tired.
You know my mother was a Catholic. She used to say it takes the saints 8 hours to bless a sleeping child.
That's his boss.
Hey, Mrs. Selvig.
Mark? You're good people.
It's like night and day from how she acts down there. She... Okay. Okay. That's a linger. That's a linger. And her smile just faded. Okay. So she's not severed. Okay. Yeah, that was a good first episode. I already knew the premise, so I knew that there was like a whole thing with the like kind of like having two different people basically. You know, when you're at work, you're one person, and when you're at home, you're another person, and never the two shall
Could you
meet.
imagine doing that?
No,
though? It's wild.
I already, when I'm at work, I'm okay. So if anybody is watching this from my job, no, I do not like being at work.
I mean,
but I will do my job while I'm at work. It's one of those things. Nobody
most
likes
people,
going to work.
Yeah.
So nobody likes going to work or being at work.
I enjoy being at work.
Well, yeah. There's some people that love their job. You know,
correct.
That's their career.
But getting there
anybody
every day
that knows me at my job know that I don't have that as a career. That's not my career. That's a job. You know? Right. Now, just imagine if you were at your job, not your career, not something that you love, but you're at your job all day, every day for your entire life.
I would liken that to like when I worked at Sprint or American Water. Oh my God. I could not imagine going through the elevator and thinking I'm going home and the elevator opens and I'm back at work.
Yes. That thought process, the whole thing of, all I get to do is just wait.
Go home and
then
lay down and relax.
I can clock out.
Yeah.
And I can, be at home. If you don't get that,
mentally, because physically their bodies have gone and rested and eaten and done whatever, probably depending on what their person outside does.
Whatever. Yeah, I mean, you really you are totally reliant on the outside version of you to get sustenance and all that kind of stuff, because I haven't seen them go for a lunch break or anything here yet anyway. So I don't know what they have down there. I assume they have lunch because
they don't take anything down there with them.
Right. They're just in a suit with their badge or whatever the case is, and they go down the elevator. So I assume they have something down there for them to eat or whatever.
They wouldn't even know what their favorite food is or anything.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's when they become two different people, so they have their favorite whatever, music and, whatever their favorite food is, like you were saying. But when they go into there, they have no recollection of any of that. So they have to rediscover those things, but you're not exposed to any of those things.
You don't get any outside.
Right. There's no outside anything.
Influence or
so
whatever.
So you can't be like, I think I might like potato chips. You're never going to have a potato chip anymore. So how does that even work?
Even imagine.
So,
I can't.
Yeah.
So do you think it would be worse if they had knowledge? So say Doritos exist and you remember what Doritos taste like, but you in this position would never get to taste Doritos again.
No. I think that would be worse. Yeah,
that would be like torture.
Having knowledge of the outside world and everything in it. But I think they do, because they
have to have some sort of knowledge of something.
That's when they asked her about
Delaware.
name a state, and she was like Delaware. So they have, they have general knowledge of things, because they know what a pen is. They know what clothes are, stuff like that. So it's they definitely have knowledge of, but whether or not they have specific knowledge of brands.
And we probably just thinking too deep about it. That's not important to the premise of the show.
Right. So the thought process of, okay, I'm gonna, be here and I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna clock out. So I get to clock out now.
And they don't get a choice of whether or not they come back. They don't get a choice of whether or not they come back. I don't feel like going to work today. They don't get that option.
No, okay, so that raises a whole other thing.
What?
And I'm sure they're gonna get to this, because there have been conversations online about Severance. And one of the biggest things that I remember someone saying is something to the effect of that if the person doesn't come back, that person is down the work version, they're just dead, basically.
To the people down, yeah.
Because they don't exist anymore. They just no longer exist. Which means that if you are at work and you are there for 8 hours a day, as most people are there more, they see their work people more than they see their home people sometimes. You live kind of a whole life at work. And then that person, if that person has no knowledge of the outside person, then that means there's two different separate entities, two separate personalities, two separate people. And that person basically only lives at work. And they would just die. They would just cease to exist.
Or at least the thought of them would. Because they know that they exist outside of the severed floor.
Right.
So for them, it's just like, well, dang. They just ain't coming back.
Right. Well, I mean, like their colleagues would be like, oh, so that person just exists outside of, whatever. But I mean, like
the inside version of them essentially has died because I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Until that person ever decides to come back to work,
that version of them is dead.
Literally doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, completely.
That's a wild thought. It's like
vice versa. Could you imagine if they just never went up the elevator? The outside person would never exist anymore.
Right. Yeah, there's so many weird moral implications about this whole process. And I see why it's such a hot button in universe. Like people are like, oh wow, that's interesting. Like, so what about this? And what about that?
And like, nobody knows what they do down there. They could be doing anything.
Even when they were showing us what they're doing, what are they doing?
I have no idea.
He was moving numbers. He said in the conversation that he's part of the archives division. And then the guy was like, oh, so you must know like company secrets and stuff like that. He's like, technically, no, I don't know anything because it's two different people. But not only that, but I think even if he had the memory of what he was doing all day, he still wouldn't know.
He probably still wouldn't know. I don't know.
It's just like numbers,
dropping numbers in a box.
Like he was putting numbers in a box. And it was just so weird because I was just like looking at the screen as it was like.
You know what it looked like? It looked like Mine. What's the mine game that we used to play? It was either solitaire or mine.
Number munchers.
No. Minesweeper.
Oh yes.
Where you were clicking the boxes.
And then
that's what it reminded me of.
Numbers. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, it does look like that. It does look
it's like I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Just clicking numbers.
Just clicking numbers. Yeah. And how do you know if you're doing it right though? Because, like, what?
I think that because did you see like when they first showed the screen, it had the little 19%. That percentage shows the productivity. So I guess depending on what they're doing, they'll know how good or bad they're doing based off of the productivity.
Drag the numbers down because I saw him like open up a thing. Like he knew what he was like. He opened up a file and then he like went to a certain thing and then he like started dragging the things in and he's just like and I'm like
just doing it without like
Yeah, this show is wild, and again,
it's
like
wild.
They make it a point to make the technology as vague as possible. But like you said before, they clearly have smartphones, like nice smartphones. So it's not like, oh, this is like 19.
But it's still weird because their cars were old for those phones to have been.
Yeah. Now I can forgive the cars because obviously cars, have much more longevity.
But everybody had cars from the 90s.
It did look very 90s with the cars. And even the styles of clothes that everybody was wearing seemed a little bit like off.
But they got smartphones.
And this was outside. Now that's even Hold on. That's out of the job.
Yeah.
So that's not even controlled by the company. So
I don't know.
Why?
Don't know.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to give the show some artistic license, maybe the art direction.
Yeah.
Kind of like Napoleon Dynamite, because Napoleon Dynamite had the same situation.
Was that shot in Canada?
I think it was.
I told you. It has a certain look. When something is shot in Canada, it's very kind of blah and bland and old, but modern and artsy.
It's kind of retro. Like it almost seems like
retro is such a better word. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Yeah, it's kind of 80s, but then it also seemed 90s. But then they also had cell phones and they had the internet.
I would love the information behind that of like the choices. Like, are you intentionally trying to make it not a specific time?
Mm-hmm. It was the same problem that I had when I watched the show. There was a show on Fox. It was a Marvel show called Legion, and they were very vague with
time frame.
it was a Marvel show, so it was based on a comic. So you'd think that it was like, okay, it's today's time. But all of the fashion was like 1960s, 1970s. All of the cars were like 90s and like between 90s and like it jumped around. And then they had like these weird situations where he was like, they would go into his mind and it would be a whole different time frame. Yeah. And then like the today, when it was like now, all of the people in that time frame were wearing clothes that were clearly not of whatever time it was supposed to be. So it was like so weird. It was all like everybody's wearing like a costume from a different era, which was, it was trippy. It was super trippy. So yeah, it was really no way to know what time frame it was supposed to be in.
And that's exactly how this is.
Yeah.
There's no way to tell, really.
Yeah. It's very much like they decided, okay, this is the aesthetic. Just apply that everywhere.
Yeah.
So now the viewer, I can't tell if it's purposeful down here to keep them disoriented.
You know what I also realized?
Or if it's supposed to be like that.
And I feel like it was probably intentional along with what we're talking about. They didn't show us what his home TV looked like.
I noticed that. Yeah, he was sitting on the couch, he was drinking, and the TV was on.
But we don't know what that TV looks like. Like, does it look like the Severance floor TV?
Right.
Or does it look like a regular
Is it
modern
like
TV?
fatback, like capital A tube, or is it a flat screen? Because that would kind of give us some context as well. Yeah, they make it a point to like not show technology as much as possible.
Ambiguous.
That's super weird. But then they also have, didn't the security officer have a flat screen?
He was looking at something.
Somebody, the receptionist lady, didn't she have a flat screen?
Like a computer?
Computer or something?
I don't remember.
I could be misremembering.
Seeing
this
the
episode
screen.
was a lot longer than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a 30, 40 minute episode.
53?
It was
53.
It was 50. Oh, the first
57.
Episode. Yeah, 57 episodes. Yeah, 57. That was like a movie almost.
Interestingly enough, it didn't feel like it was that long.
It didn't. It seemed like it went fast. It was slow. I did feel some of the moments. Like some of the moments dragged.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm almost certain that was intentional.
Yeah. It's almost like they purposefully were like, we need to make this off-putting. We need to make this
even like with like their interactions, there's so much dead noise and silence.
Yeah, like in most shows, there's like a banter back and forth.
Absolutely.
In this show, it's like
so,
and then awkward some kind of
right,
you know,
or it'd be like a very minor like
right. Yeah, their interactions seem purposefully awkward, especially Miss Selvig here. Yeah, that was odd.
That's not her name on the. Is that her name on the severed floor?
It can't be. I don't think that's her name.
Why can't I remember what her name is on the severed floor? Because I only remember her as Miss Selvig. Also.
And honestly, I think if it was, then it wouldn't have been such a reveal.
Correct.
When they
You're absolutely right.
Showed her
Why
face.
can't I think of her
name? Yeah. Was it Sylvia? No.
No.
That would be too close to Selvig. Because he was like, she moved offices, so mention it or something like that. Anyway, yeah, we'll figure it out. Because she clearly is not severed. I can tell by in any show when they linger on a character and they go like this.
Yeah.
Then you know they know more than what they are letting up. So she is not severed. So Mrs. Selvig is not severed. So that's a weird.
And it's wild that she lives next door to him.
And I'm getting spoiled a little bit because I did know that Christopher Walken was in this show. The cast list for the show is wild.
Oh, you're talking about because you can see the
yeah, from the thumbnail. But the cast list for this freaking show is wild. The fact that they have John Turturro and Christopher Walken and
is that his name?
Christopher Walken, yeah.
No, I know Christopher Walken.
John Turturro.
Yeah.
Irv, yeah. Yeah, they have him and Mrs. Selvig, she's also famous. And
she is. I can't remember
I'm
what I
blanking
know
on her name.
also.
She's also like a name. that kind of thing. They have a pretty decent cast in this, and I knew that these people were going to be in it. I know nothing about season 2, so I haven't done any research or anything about that. But yeah, I am excited to jump into this next episode. If you are excited to jump into the next episode with us, go ahead and like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get notification every single time we drop a video. To our patrons are going to get this early, as well as a watch along, as well as we are still watching Abbott Elementary, and we are also still dropping episodes of, by the time you're watching this, we should still be dropping Arcane season 2, and that's with Shay. So again, just to recap, Shay, you'll see her in some videos going forward, but you will see more of Nisi going forward in the videos to come. So welcome her. She's, like I said, she's been in episodes of shows before. This is not her first rodeo.
Nope.
And yeah, we are having her on the show. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call it. Any last thoughts?
No. Do your subscribers ever like suggest shows for y'all to watch?
Ask them.
Ask them if they suggest, or ask them what suggestions do they have?
Both.
Well, they not going. Why can't you? If you have any suggestions, let us know.
Yes.
Because we were kind of brainstorming some shows that we could watch. Shows that. So what keeps happening is that I've seen something, but he hasn't. He's seen something, and I haven't.
Right.
So give us some suggestions, and maybe we'll find a common ground.
Right, because we need to find that Venn diagram where neither one of us have seen it. This one is kind of a special case because she hasn't seen season 2. And
it's been so long since I've seen season 1
of this because I was waiting so long. Okay, so just to kind of like put it all out there, this was on the plan to be reacted to by Shay and I, but we waited so long that a lot of stuff like started coming up in the zeitgeist. People started talking about it a lot, and Shay wasn't really interested in it. So I was really interested in it. I have always been interested in it, which is the reason why we're watching it now. But yeah, so
to each their own.
Nisi has already seen this season and hasn't seen season 2. I haven't seen most, like 98.9% of this season, but I know so much about it just from it being in the zeitgeist that I'm like, there's certain things that I don't know, and there's other things that I've speculated from like little bits and tidbits that I've heard and like little like clips and things that I've seen on YouTube of other, situations going on. So I feel like I know something about the story, but I don't know the deep ins and outs of it. So I wanted to definitely watch it, like give it a real run through and watch the whole thing. So the reaction is still genuine. Like I said, I do know who's in it. I know the premise, and I know like some tiny little tidbits here and there from random. I don't know what episodes those tidbits are from. I just have seen like little bitty like clips and things like that, because it's kind of hard to like be as deep into social media and like the cultural zeitgeist of like TV watching and stuff as I am, and not know something about this show because it's just been talked about so much. So yeah, so it's one of those type of situations. So, but yeah, I'm excited to jump to the next episode, and we're gonna go ahead and do that. But outside of that, that was all we had. So peace out.
See you later.